Hey there folks, this is the Launchini reviewer. I know I promised the I Married a Witch review several times. That's probably going to come sometime later this week. I've been pretty busy with other stuff. Uh, it's my birthday this past Sunday, and I did a lot of stuff, including see City Lights at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. They had a Chaplin retrospective there for from the 9th until the 12th, I think it was, something like that. I'm trying to work on the Phantomas for Silent Film Saturday. This really nice crime saga. It's really cool. I haven't seen it in a while, and I really look forward to revisiting it. And for Blockbuster Beach Bum, probably sometime today I'm going to upload my video about 3D, so you're going to get a couple videos. I apologize for them being late. Anyway, now for some of you who might be of an older audience or whatever, I don't know if you've watched like Saturday morning cartoons or cartoons from like the 90s. But one of the more well-known cartoons from the 90s was Batman the Animated Series. And I just bought Volume 1. I haven't seen a whole lot of the series since the 90s. I mean, I've watched a couple episodes here and there, thanks to the DC animated movies having Batman cartoons or Justice League cartoons or Batman Brave and the Bold cartoons on the disc. But besides the point, and this was a highly acclaimed series. I don't know any of my friends none of my friends hate this show. They all universally love it, and every person that I've talked to, at least, thinks that this is like pretty much the definitive version of Batman. This, or Nolan, or one or the other, or they'll be willing to take both at the same time. Story editor Bruce Timm was heavily involved in these series, and Bruce Timm has also produced the DC animated movies. There's like Flashpoint Paradox, Dark Knight Returns, Superman Doomsday, All-Star Superman, Justice League Doom, things like that, which most part they're pretty good stuff. But Bruce Timm got the inspiration to start Batman, or the art style of Batman the Animated Series is heavily influenced by the Fleischer Superman cartoons of the 40s. Some of you might already know this, some of you might not. And I haven't watched the entirety of this first box set, but I've watched the first couple episodes, and it's really a good series. Really nice good characters, and really nice gritty looking animation. I think it's I don't think it was digital, so that's really nice. The Max Fleischer Superman cartoons are very expensive cartoons for their time. And even when you watch them today, they're very colorful. They almost make you think of a noir, like a crime film, or almost. And you want like the shadows and the angles and the light. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous cartoons. Some of the most beautiful looking cartoons ever. Even after like over 70 years later, these still hold up very well. This is the authorized edition from Warner Brothers, released from the original Masters, and it has like the 17 cartoons. The first 9 or so were made by Fleischer, and then the next couple were made by Famous Studios, and those are the ones that are more racist in content. However, the quality, in my opinion at least, held up pretty reasonably for the most part. And what I really like about these cartoons is that they're quick, they're snappy, but they're also incredibly stylized, and they're quite epic in their scope. And especially when Superman fights a giant dinosaur, he's fighting bank robbers and people with these weapons, and he fights a doctor with a mechanical ray in the first one, and that's a gorgeous looking cartoon. Often considered to be one of the 50 on the list of the 50 greatest animated cartoons of all time. They're simple, but they I would recommend getting this if you're a fan of this. If you're a fan of this, you should really attempt to check these out. But you could these are in the public domain too, so if you don't feel like picking up an authorized edition, then go ahead, find something that's in public domain, go on YouTube and check it out. But I bought this because I like to be official about certain things, and I like to get the best I can possibly get. And this only cost me $10. I don't know, it was on Amazon. I don't know if that price is still valid now. Might be a little more, but I got mine for $10, and it's a really good deal, I think. These really nice, really breathtaking cartoons. Also, if you're a fan of Popeye the Sailor and Betty Boop, or Coco the Clown, you should check these out, because Max and David Fleischer also did those cartoons as well. And Fleischer cartoons are really, really interesting, for their use of live backgrounds and color. And they did stuff before Disney, but Disney happened to do their stuff at the right moments, which is really interesting topic of discussion. There's also some supplements about Superman and the fact that a little mini featurette about Superman and the Fleischer cartoons. And actually, the interesting part is Superman got his ability to fly from Fleischer, because originally he could only leap tall buildings in a single bound, which that's really impressive. But regardless, they did it in animation, and it looked kind of ridiculous in parts. And that's why when you see Superman, he's sometimes leaping, but he's also flying at certain points too. So that's really interesting to find that out, that these cartoons originated Superman's flight. And I also like when the movies try to do like a homage to like the leaping, like in Man of Steel they kind of do that, or in Superman Returns. And if I made a Superman movie, I'd probably do the same thing. So I really checked this out, and Batman the Animated Series I would check out too. Even after like over 20 years, this series still holds up very well. From the episodes I've revisited, and I'd say check it out. I'll see you guys later this week.